So if you're like me and you use one of these for entertainment, you'll get to experience things like this. But using VR headsets purely for entertainment is kind of a bad idea, and really, VR is designed for experiences more like this. They're expensive, heavy, and they get hot and aren't really designed with just entertainment in mind. This, however, is. And it's also standalone, half the price, and lightweight. But is it any good? So what we're looking at here is Rokid's AR glasses, specifically the Max 2s, and what these represent is the final iteration of Gen 1 AR glasses, and what I mean by that is they are the upper end of the development cycle, essentially the best of this generation. I'm going to be comparing a lot of VR headsets in this video, specifically the entertainment side of things, simply because that's what I'm using them for. Also, we'll touch on gaming too, but the future of augmented reality obviously is something like Orion, where your physical world is painted with a digital layer, but these represent the first step in using these glasses for entertainment. And what really sets these apart from other glasses is this. It's been kind of a taboo subject, the idea of a puck, but this is where all the processing is done in order to give you a screen like this. You basically get an Amazon Fire Stick equivalent for your face, with apps and games available across the Google Store. But what really sets these apart is the Rokid Station, which is the world's first Google certified portable Android TV device for AR glasses. This means you can download and use apps like YouTube, Netflix, Disney+, or even games directly through the Google Play Store without relying on an external device. But one of the biggest bonuses of a puck is battery life. You get about 5 hours with this opposed to VR's 2, and this basically gives you a fully functional TV for your face. This specific pair has a resolution of 1920 by 1200 and has dual Micro OLED displays at 120Hz with 600 nits of brightness, and has real-time adjustments to accommodate people that wear glasses. What's even better is these glasses come with TüV Rheinland certification, which ensures a high standard of eye comfort and protection. This means you can use them for extended periods without worrying about eye strain. The myopia adjustment, which ranges from 0 to -6, ensures you don't need to stack your regular glasses underneath. Now, anyone knows a thing or two about VR specs knows that these are impressive. To start, Micro OLED displays are the top tier when it comes to display technology, giving you more vivid colours, better contrast, and in combination with more optimal power consumption, that and incredible blacks. The 120Hz display gives way to certain possibilities, and I'll show you that later in the video, and the real-time eye adjustments means no bulky glasses need to be worn underneath, as it will adjust to your prescription. On paper, these specs could make for an incredible display, but that doesn't necessarily mean it translates. To show you an example of how this compares to VR, I'll try to recreate a direct comparison. I'll have to do some editing trickery because I can't actually record from within, but this is a recreation of the difference between the size screen, and I'm talking maximum size. Bigger isn't always better, but one of the main limitations of this type of screen technology is field of view. Since these tiny Micro OLED displays are basically projected onto your eyes using something called birdbath optics, where a curved semi-reflective lens or mirror lens reflects the image from the display panel to the user's eye, allowing the light from the real-world environment to pass through. And the limitations means your field of view is limited, to 50 degrees more specifically, whereas VR is 100 roughly. And while this does sound low, it doesn't really matter, and here's why. Now, I personally don't want to be led in bed and have an experience like this. I just want a TV for my face. Something that I hardly notice and lasts enough time for me to actually get through a good movie or series. And that's where these Rokid glasses stand out. When it comes for general viewing, in the settings you can reduce the screen size by 20%, but in terms of relative position, it's still a large screen. Depending on your perspective, it can be up to 215 inches. But that really depends on where you're looking and the distance you are from the wall. Earlier I mentioned the display was 1920 by 1200, and you might be thinking that's a lower resolution than say a Quest 3, so why would you choose to watch movies on this? Well, technically yes, the Quest 3 has a higher resolution display, but it's not actually a higher resolution screen in terms of density. Screen resolutions for VR is essentially a pointless figure, because it all depends on how that display is stretched out. The real measurement should be in pixels per inch or pixels per degree. The Quest 3 has a PPI of 1 to 18, and for comparisons, the Roku Max 2 has a PPI of between 2265 and 4500. This estimate is based on the lower and higher ends of the display size, so that generally gives you an idea what to expect in terms of clarity. But that wraps up the comparison to VR. While they do overlap in the entertainment department, VR and AR glasses are fundamentally different products. Now we have an idea of display quality, let's move on and find out the real-world usability and use cases. These Rokid glasses come with a handy shader attachment that blocks out light in bright environments. As you can see, in well-lit conditions, the screen becomes more transparent, but there's an adjustable brightness button on the side that counteracts this. The feature I'm most excited to show you is the 120Hz display, which offers excellent viability for gaming. Most AR glasses in this category typically rely on a USB-C cable, and your phone as the display. And while you can use these glasses that way too, the flexibility they offer as a standalone device is what sets them apart. The ability to connect to my ROG Ally is a massive bonus. While the display resolution is essentially the same as the Ally, the use of the Micro OLED display elevates the quality with sharp contrast and deep blacks, and the 120Hz just is that added bonus. Gaming on these glasses is a unique experience, especially compared to traditional handheld or VR setups. Paired with the ROG Ally, Xbox, PlayStation or Nintendo Switch, the ability to plug in and play what feels like a giant screen is an absolute game changer, especially in the UK where space is non-existent. It gets me thinking of the future with products like Decard, the ability to have actual PC-like games in this format with no compression, full 120Hz gameplay, and incredible clarity is where it's all heading. Another thing to mention is that these glasses are extremely lightweight at just 75 grams, making them ideal for long gaming sessions without the dread of the headset fatigue you get from VR, and also that it has built-in audio into the arms. But the question is it worth buying? Well, that depends. I want to set your expectations if you do intend on buying these, and don't expect something like VR. In its rawest format, it simply is a very good screen for your face. And another question you might be asking is, should you wait for full AR glasses like Orion? Well, if your intention is entertainment, it's going to be a very long time, 5 years plus, before we get to the point where we're achieving this level of screen quality in something like Orion. And for AR general usage gaming like Orion, we're probably talking over £1,000 or dollars for a device like that. These are absolutely worth it if you're like me and enjoy lying in bed playing games, watching films with a decent OLED TV, or if you travel a lot and want a bigger, better screen that's portable. These are a fantastic option for that. But if you're looking for something more futuristic with more augmented flexibility, it might be worth holding off a few years until that future is here. If you're interested, you can grab Rokid's glasses at the lowest price of this year using the discount code I'll leave in the description. If you liked today's video, like and subscribe, and as always, I'll catch you on the next one.